Hey YouTube! Today's video, life after a big project. Have you worked on something that took weeks, months, years, and you never really anticipated its end? You had put in time and effort and sleepless nights and probably even forgot to eat as well. Suddenly, the end is nigh. It's here. You finished. You finished your big project. Maybe you finally finished that book. Perhaps you completed all of the elements required to finally launch your website. Or that event that you spend months preparing and planning for, it came and went. Now what? What do you do with yourself now? Life after a big project. Has this happened to you? For example, I remember when I finished my first ever manuscript. I cried. I posted it on, I was gonna say Tumblr, but actually I posted it on Instagram because I rarely use Tumblr. I was overcome with shock and awe that this child that I had been baking in my brain, in my soul, it was done. Mind you, it was only the first draft. But when you experience that for the very first time, you don't realize that the book is nowhere near being done. All the late nights, all the long chats with my critique partner bestie, the tossing out of the first almost completed draft, and now it's done. You finished. After that, I pretty much lived in a sad fog. I had no idea what to do with my life now. I would open the document just because. Recently, I took on to the task of creating a very simple author website in preparation for the release of my book early next year. It was this huge overhaul of a very minimalistic template, and I had spent literally all day, probably a good 12 or more hours on that sucker. I had no plans on finishing it that day or in one day at all. I was only supposed to just get it started, but somehow it just took over and I finished it. Well, since that was a full daytime suck, when I was done, again I felt in shock and awe. And honestly, a bit freaked out about the accountability of actually launching myself as a writer that way. As I sat there staring at my little writer website, I thought, this is awesome. Now what? Granted, there is plenty that I could be doing. Like, oh, I don't know, finish writing my book perhaps? But there's this weird feeling after finishing a large project where you had put all of your attention and heart into that suddenly leaves you dazed and confused. Your brain needs a restart. It needs to shift focus. So here are some ideas of what you can do after finishing a large project. 1. Take a step away. It's finished. That's awesome. Are there next step tasks to take? Of course. But you need time to not feel so close to this one particular project, so you can actually think on how to proceed forward. So you need first to detach yourself. 2. Work on something else that technically has nothing to do with that project. If you just finished writing your manuscript but you're still feeling itchy about doing something, maybe check out that idea paragraph or outline to a different book that you had placed aside and work on that. Maybe your current work in progress has a follow-up book and you already feel like writing the first couple of chapters to that. Do it. Or maybe you need to get on designing your website, so why not start that process? The point is, I'm stepping away from that specific task so my brain doesn't stay in an unproductive cloud of confusion. And 3, take a leisure break to decompose. No. You don't want to decompose. Please don't decompose. Hold on. Don't die and decay. That's that may be too extreme to get away from working on your project. What I meant to say was, take a leisure break to decompress, to get calm and relaxed, not decay. This is another option where you can place all work aside and do something fun and relaxing. Maybe read that book that you've had waiting but couldn't read yet because you were busy working. Binge watch that TV show. Go out to the pool or for a walk. Give yourself time to build those happy endorphins. Once your mind is settled, be it the same day or a day or two later, then you can get back to work. You'll be able to think more clearly as to what the next steps are in regards to your completed project. So there it is, folks. I cannot be the only one out there who just gets this weird feeling after finishing a large project where you just don't know what to do with yourself. In theory, you know the next steps that need to be taken. If you finished writing a manuscript, well, now you need to actually proofread it, start self-editing, then get an actual editor, get it to beta readers. I mean, there's a whole slew of options that need to be done after you've completed a large project. But at the moment, you can't really put that all together because you were so focused on this one particular large project that when it's over, you're almost a little overwhelmed about what happens next. So if that happens to any of you out there, I hope that those 3 little helpful tips actually work out for you. It all depends on your personality, whether you need to actually keep working but doing something else, or if you need to completely set work aside and decompress and do something leisure and fun where your brain doesn't have to really do a lot of thinking. Whatever works for you, take those steps necessary, take a step back, and then when you return, you'll have a more clear head, a more happy heart, and you can get back to work. So as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Each and every one of you are pretty freaking awesome. Don't forget to check out our mugs, coffeereadingwriting.com. We have a nice assortment of bookish mugs, writer mugs, coffee tea lover mugs, so go check them out. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. There is a thumbs up button either on this side or this side. It's the one facing up. You should click it. Just saying. If this is your first time here, hey, hi, how are you? Welcome to our channel. There is a subscribe button. It's, I believe, red, and it's either there. I don't know. It's somewhere around here. Click it. Click it. Click that subscribe button so that you know when we have new videos coming your way. You people are awesome, and I'll see you again soon with more randomness. Bye!